We should talk a bit about downhill because you've done a bit of that as well. You're a Fox athlete through your work in Hard Enduro, and you obviously have been to the Fox US Open as a result of that the last couple of years. How was it? Like, did you enjoy getting involved in downhill racing?
That was so much fun. Like, really, that was so much fun. I think Fox called me. They were like, hey man, Fox US Open, we're going to be the main sponsor. Are you fancying doing it? Check my calendar first. Then nobody's going to get mad. I said, yeah, sick. And then actually YT called me also, hey, do you think you can go to Fox US Open? I said, flights are booked, I already go. So he's like, okay, that's pretty cool. And we had such a good time. Like, me just hanging around with the Fox crew. Like, PD was racing also.
And you beat Steve Peat, I believe.
Yeah. We had a pretty good internal battle. We called it the Whiskey Cup. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but we called it the Whiskey Cup. It went a bit wild already, like 2 days before the race, and we were just joking around. Okay, the guy who's winning, who's gonna get a bottle of whiskey, because we're sure not gonna race for the podium. So we said we're gonna make our own podium. That's way cooler, and call it the Whiskey Cup. So it was me. One of the Shaw brothers.
Walker.
Walker, PD, and Husky.
Lee,
Yes, and Austin Hoover.
From
Fox. And I think that's pretty much it, yeah. And we said, we're all in the Whiskey Cup, and me and Husky were had a pretty good battle, I think. And I beat PD at one downhill race, which is...
There you go. You won the Whiskey Cup.
Nah, Walker won the Whiskey Cup.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, he was a few places ahead, right?
Yeah, he was a few places ahead, but I was still stoked. I think I was like, I'm not sure even the result, like probably like 16th or something like this.
Yeah,
like,
16th.
Not the top 10th, but like top 20. And I was like, sick.
There's some big names there as well, right?
Good. There were some big names, and like normally no preparation for it, so that was definitely a pretty cool day and a pretty cool adventure, and I never expected that I'm gonna love it. I also realized how much sprinting it is.
Yeah, okay.
Because my sport, we have the super enduro races, like the Indoor Championship.
Yeah,
it is super sprinty. So it's like a 100-meter sprint run.
Okay.
But all of the hard enduro stuff is more or less like a marathon, like you're out there for a bit longer, you like settle yourself, and there's like just all out. And I think if I would like be a bit more focused on like sprinting, I would also get better in it. But my body is like an old train, like at one point it like takes a bit to like proper start up, but if it started up, it can go forever.
You're a big diesel engine.
Yeah, I'm a big diesel engine, I would say.
Love it. And the first time I came across you actually was sort of through downhill. Yeah. So during COVID, Win put on his It's Not a Race event in Schlabing, which was clearly a race.
Yeah.
How did you end up getting involved in that?
I got friends with Win just over social, I think.
Okay.
Like literally just text him on social media, and he was at Erzberg a couple of years ago, and like the whole Kiwi gang a little bit, they almost know each other.
Yeah.
So he sent me a message. He was living in Salzburg at this moment. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna do like this race in Schlabing, are you fancying coming? I'm like, yeah, why not? When is it? Yeah, it's like 2 days. I said, that's a pretty late invite, but why not?
Yeah.
And it was so much fun because it was the first time I've ever raced like downhill in like on a time.
Okay.
Like more or less we had a couple of goes, and it was like a time session training, and I didn't expect that it's gonna be so cool. I've been to the bike parks before and like just rode a bunch of mountain bikes, but I've never literally pushed myself to say, okay, I'm trying to go there as fast as possible now and see what the time is.
Yeah.
And that was pretty interesting. Was quite cool because I ended up doing a pretty good job with it.
You smoked a few fast dudes?
I smoked a few fast dudes. Like they were also training and testing a lot.
Yeah.
But I was like...
it wasn't a race.
And it wasn't a race. So I was like, man, that's pretty cool. But this year I also rode a lot of mountain bikes because it was like the lockdown year where I also had to stay back home and we were not traveling so much for like riding motorbikes. So I really were like, okay, I can't ride motorbikes at my home place, but I can ride mountain bikes at my home place. So we were out just like riding as much as possible. And I felt like this year I got way better on mountain bikes also. So it was kind of like a good timing.
Yeah.
Where I know, okay, I can't get injured because, or like I shouldn't get injured. You have to like take care about yourself. You know, it was maybe more, okay, there's anyways no race going on. I can literally just give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a good year.
Yeah, and that got you an invite to Downhill Mountain Bike World Champs.
Yes, that got me an invite to Downhill World Champs. Like
that's amazing. That's a cool phone call to get. Hey,
it is pretty cool. Like, just German Federation called me and was like, "Hey man, can you come to Downhill World Champs in Leogang?" It was in Leogang this year, where Reese won.
Yeah.
And they called me. It's like, "Hey man, can you come to like Leogang Downhill World Champs?" I said, "For what?" It's like, "Yeah, we saw you doing pretty good. You can race pretty good also. Would you be keen to like race for us?" I said, "Whoa, good question." And at this moment, I think I'm a guy who if he gets opportunity, I would take it. Like if I would say one guy is like, "Hey, let's jump out of an airplane," maybe I would have a little bit of a thought and then like,
YOLO.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, and it was the same kind of thing. I said, yeah, okay, I will give it a shot. And it was a bit of a bummer because I got injured then this summer, training motocross, torn 2 ligaments in my thumb. And then would have been the first thing after my injury would have been racing a Downhill World Cup, like World Champs, which is not my sport. And at the end also KTM for sure was also like, man, you were just injured for 6 weeks. You're not gonna end up doing a Downhill World Champ race the first time after your injury. And I said, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah, not a smart move probably.
Not a smart move. And now I am also understanding it way more because I think I understand the business also a bit more.
Yeah.
That, is not my main business. So I can totally understand that they also would say, okay, no, this is not a good idea.